I told you not to sell.
Alright guys, I got a special video for you here. Today we're going to talk about the green screen's not working. That's what we're going to talk about. There's no green screen. I don't know why that happened. I'm looking at the screen. I got 4 screens, one there, one there, one there, one here. And then there's the camera. Alright, so today you're not talking to avatar shades. You're talking to real shades here. There's a lot going on in the markets. I believe there's a lot of opportunity here. And this is like your last chance to get in nice and cheap. You want stock real cheap. You don't want to be like Polish girl who bought Rigetti stock at $20 and then it dumped 50%. No, you want to buy the dump. You want to buy under 10. You don't even want to buy it at 50%. The cheaper the better. That's what we're about here on this channel. Buying as cheap as possible, then selling it to the suckers that actually do chase at the top. Because we've seen already that that's just how it is. That those are the cycles. So let's go over to the charts here. There we go. The charts. The charts. Why is my camera not here either? My camera was supposed to be down here in the corner. Oh well, I guess. Okay, let's talk about, let's just go through the list here. I'm going to give it one last, I'm just going to go real quick and tell you right now. Uranium. Uranium on the weekly. Let's look at the weekly. What happens every time uranium comes down under that weekly 200 weighted moving average? What happens, guys? I'm looking at you right now in the face. Okay, there we go. I'm looking at you and I'm telling you, do you see what I see? Let me show you that chart one more time. I'm no expert, but every time this one comes under that weekly 200, it's a buy, it's a buy, it's a buy, and it always skyrockets back to highs, new highs on top of that. So if this is going to play out, this W pattern on top of always recovering when going under, after going under the 200, then we would expect this stock to eventually go back to $9 and beyond, and from current levels that would be about a 50% or 100% depending on how long you decide to hold. And now my camera's blurry. I'm gonna have to get like a 4K camera here if I want to be doing this kind of back and forth switching between the camera and the charts. So let's continue here. Okay, so this one's a buy. It's still a buy. It's still under that 200 weekly, and it's getting ready to break out and go higher. Okay, let's continue here. Soundhound, another one of my favorites. Actually sold a put. Didn't alert this one. This is just for me. Sold the put because I wanted to make a quick $100 on selling the put. I sold it like a month out and I wanted to buy some pizza. But anyways, Soundhound here. Same story, right? Same story. What does it keep doing over the long term? It just keeps climbing higher and higher. Look at that quarterly candle. What do you see on that quarterly candle? Big drop. Buyers showing up on a hammer candle. Hammer candle. Weekly. We already broke out of the downtrend. Now we're just getting ready to, is this going to be a V-shaped reversal? Are we going to get that crossover on the weekly MACD? That is the question that I am asking you. What do you think? Because I think this is a buy. That's why I sold the put. If it pumps on earnings, I could actually buy the put back at a profit. If it doesn't pump on earnings and it actually drops, I'll be able to buy it at a discount. And remember, if you're selling a put, you're getting paid to buy those shares. So you're getting paid $100 to buy those shares that cost you what? Total 900, 100 shares is $900. Really? Yeah, because I guess I'm selling, because I'm selling during a volatile time period. So that makes sense. So you're getting, you're averaging down, you're bringing down your cost basis from 900 to 800. But we'll see what happens, right? If it pumps, I could buy back the put at a profit or just let it expire. Either way, I keep my money. Either way, my pizza was free. And this is a buy. The revenues continue to grow. I don't. What do you want me to say? Is there anything more I can say here? I don't think anything else needs to be said. I'm just gonna pick what I think is safest based off revenues, fundamentals, and historical patterns. So some people like Serve Robotics. I don't care for it. I think there's better with much better revenues in the hundreds of millions, 50 million, 10 millions, etc. compared to Serve's fundamentals. Is all I'm going to say with regards to that one. Doesn't mean it doesn't have the potential, but I'm just going with what is showing strength here. Palantir stock, what bear market? There is no bear market. Do you see a bear market here? This didn't go under the 200. It went under it briefly and it immediately got bought up, and now it's going back to all-time highs of 125. Imagine what it's going to do in a bull run if it's behaving like this. In fact, it's looking like it's forming a cup and handle here. If that's a cup and handle, my friend, then the handle's coming, and that handle usually means we're going to break out to all-time highs above 125. I still give this a price target of 150 minimum. From there, 250, 500, and 1,000. A lot of people laughed at me when I said Nvidia was going to go to 1,000. Well, it did. People want to gamble in the markets, but they want to gamble on trash. Why not just take the gamble on something that just keeps going up over the long term? I don't get it. And why does my hair look like that? Has my hair always been like that? I usually wear a hat, but I was like, I couldn't find the hat real quick. So let's go on here. Oh, black screen. That's how you know I don't know how to use OBS. Okay, Palantir stock, absolute buy here. The fact that it's showing this much strength, the fact that everything went under its 200 except this one, and there's a bunch of other ones. Gold obviously is skyrocketing and way above its 200. The fact that this is behaving this way in a bear market, downtrend correction, whatever you want to call it, tells me that this one's gonna go. And a lot of you are gonna be like, how did he know? How did he know it was gonna go to 250 plus? I've seen this before. AI play. People love AI play. They love big revenues, and this one is just going to continue. It's just going to continue going higher. I'm confident about that. Color stock. Color stock is another one that I am bullish on. If we switch to the weekly chart, loves to pump, dump, right? We take advantage of patterns in the market. Huge pump, huge dump. We buy the pump. We don't buy the pump. We buy the dump. We buy down here where it's going sideways. It's been going sideways and down here for what? Let's see. For 2 months here, it's been going sideways. And we got a nice little, I even circled it here, a nice little hammer candle. And the month is about to end in 2 days. If this is a sign of a reversal, then we would expect pump from here. And even if we trace just 50% of the move, we could see as high. I keep forgetting to switch over to the webcam. Yeah, so as I'm saying, if this is going to retrace even 50% of its move, we would expect it to come back to at least $3. I'm still holding the shares that I have at 2, so I'm not concerned one bit. Because I know what I'm doing. I know that when it gets 50% off or more, it's a buy. Everyone is scared, that's when you buy. Everyone is scared. Everyone's like, oh no, it's the end of the world. No. You buy. But the fact that it's showing this hammer on the monthly, which I know a lot of people don't look at the higher time frames. I do. I don't know why. I don't even look at anything less than the daily. I don't care about the 4 hours. I don't care about none of that. I'm here for the big swings. So this is a buy. I don't know why people keep asking me, is it a buy? It's a buy. It's been a buy. It's still a buy. As long as you're buying under $150 to $3, you still got plenty of room for that 100% or 50%. Always aim for 50% minimum, in my opinion. You didn't wait all this time, all these months, since you discovered this channel. You didn't wait all these months just to flip it for 10%, 20%. That's stupid. We're swing traders. We're looking for the big capturing of profits, not these little, 5, 10%. You'd be doing yourself a disservice by just, I guess I'll just take the 10%. No. Hold it for the big swing. A lot of people that have turned 10K into 100K, they all had the same story. They bought a stock and they held it for months, if not over a year, and then it skyrocketed from lows to highs. Someone turned Soundhound. So people made a lot of money on my Soundhound call when it went from $2 to $10, and then it went to 20. They continued to hold. That's how they captured the big bucks. I don't like being a flipper. I don't like watching candles print on a 3-minute time frame, on the lower time frames. Look, I'm here to click buy, send on the position, make a lot of money, and then I'll go read my, let me see, French book or Ecce Romani 1, whatever. I'll read my Latin books. I'll do anything besides just sit there watching candles print on a chart. That's boring. All right, gold. You know what's funny about gold is some people reached out to me and they were like, hey, I think gold's a buy, man. I think gold's a buy. I'm going to buy gold. And as soon as they started saying that, I was like, now you want to buy gold? I mean, if you guys know the rule, we don't buy nothing way above the 200. Because what happened the last time we saw Palantir above that 200? What happened? Everyone remember when it was way above? Ooh, let me show you. I keep forgetting to switch over. What happened? Ooh, look at that drop. It's like smelling a bad fart and you're just like, whoa, I'm drowning. Like, look at that. Look at that. All those people went underwater, quite literally. They smelled a big fart up here for some reason. I don't get it. But there were people saying gold is a buy, and I was like, okay, so if you're buying gold, then it's time for me to buy stocks because we're about to reverse. That's what that means. That's why I've been buying Nvidia and all the other stocks that, if you're in the Discord, you know what I've been buying. So, yeah, gold is not a buy. Do not, if you follow the rules that I set out for you, there's a purple line. Anyone can follow it. I made my strategy simple. Purple line. If stock price way above it, don't buy. If it's under it, buy. Like, it's that simple. But some people are going to break the rules for some reason. I don't know. HIMS, I think this one has growing revenues. I think it's in the health sector, I believe. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that on the daily time frame, every time it's come down since 2022, every time it's come down to this purple line, it's a buy, 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 and it always goes higher, 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 and we would expect something similar as well. Although I would have to be careful here. Is there going to be a head and shoulders here? A little, I don't know, shoulder, head, shoulder here at around 35. Who knows? But just be aware that could play out. Other than that, anytime this has come down under 200, this one's a buy. It's a little riskier, and I say it's a little riskier because I don't know much about it, but I like the pattern that I'm seeing. Again, I'm the guy that looks for patterns. So HIMS is a buy. If you want safety, go for Nvidia and Palantir, in my opinion. Nvidia being the best one. Let's see, BigBear.ai is another one of my favorites. Let me go to the monthly real quick. So on the monthly, what do you see? What do you see? You see what I'm seeing here on the monthly? Again, the market tends to follow one another. So if this is going to play out like we would expect, yes, we started off the year red, but if we're going to recover even 20-50% of the move, we should see this one come back. With a catalyst, this is going to skyrocket back to $10. We're at a key level right here where we got pushed down, right here at around $4. Got pushed down today as well. But if we can break above that, we can go from 4 to 5. There's not much holding us back at this point from $4 to $5. Again, I see maybe a shoulder here, and well, let me go to the weekly. Maybe it's a little more clear here. Shoulder, head, maybe another shoulder here at around $5. Who knows? Just keeping in mind a lot of head and shoulder patterns apparently starting to appear. Other than that, this has been a buy. It's still a buy, but it's starting to, if it breaks out to 5, it's starting to not be a buy. You know what I'm saying? Like the further it starts moving away, up and away from it, the less of a buy this one's going to be. So I'm looking at you right now. I'm telling you, if you believe in BigBear.ai, this is it. This is like your last chance, man. I don't understand why people always want to buy like you had so much opportunity to buy under 3 and now you want to buy above 3. Like, come on, man. I've been making so many videos saying the same thing. It's a buy under 3. It's a buy under the 200 WMA. It's right at it right now. Like it's up. If it goes up and away, I wouldn't chase it. I don't understand people who chase. I had a guy chase up here, and yeah, he's gone from the Discord for now. He said he's going to come back. I doubt it. I think he's just trying to get rich quick, and he'll just go blow up somewhere else. And that's just how it is with those people. Let's see. What am I looking for? Is there another one? Tesla, I don't care for Tesla, but technically, anytime it comes, yeah, same thing. This one's super volatile, right? If we look at the monthly, what do you see? You see the stock is very volatile. It can quickly go to 400 and drop to 115, then back to 288, then drop to 136, then a high of 488. Then it's so volatile, but technically speaking, this one, if you want to take advantage of the long-term patterns, this is a buy. It's still a buy here under 300, and if this is going to continue its volatile pattern, then we would expect this one to come back to 488 and beyond. Now, the fundamentals aren't great. If you guys saw earnings, it wasn't great earnings, but that doesn't matter. It still skyrocketed. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't know. I don't know much about Tesla. What I do know is if you believe in it and you want to abuse these longer term patterns, then just know it's volatile. You want to buy it down here. Look at that hammer. Look at that hammer. Look at that. Oh, doesn't it look similar? Ooh, does history repeat or something? Am I crazy, guys? Am I crazy? I keep forgetting to switch. Am I crazy? Am I insane? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But what I'm saying here is a hammer, which indicates that we're going to reverse. Oh, it looks similar, doesn't it? Oh my God. And what happened after we got this hammer pattern? 1, 2 green candles on the quarterly. These are quarterly charts, by the way. So if history is going to repeat itself, we would expect about 2 to 3 candles and a lot of upside to new highs, potentially. Or at the very least back to like 400 to 500, which is still a nice 25% plus, especially with how volatile this one is. So let's delete all of this. So there you go. That's the Tesla. That's what I think of Tesla. If you're just going to abuse its longer term patterns, I don't like the fundamentals personally, but if you just want to abuse the longer term patterns, it's there to be abused. Up to you. We like abusing patterns. APOD has a pattern. I don't like it. I'm not going to buy it. It seems too risky for me after multiple bad earnings. They never have good earnings. They always keep having bad earnings, so why would I buy this? But if you want to abuse those longer term patterns, of course, you can see very clearly a trading range between 4 and a high of 12. So it's still a buy here, technically speaking, if we're just speaking technicals. But I personally, not for me. not for me, right? I'm going to go with what's safer, what's got the growing revenues, what's got 50 million revenues, that's got a backlog of 100 million. Like, I'm going to go for that. Just because I don't talk about the fundamentals enough and more technical doesn't mean I don't look at them. I do look at the fundamentals. That's why I tend to tell you, like, I would just rather go with safety, what's got the fundamentals behind it, versus something more speculative that could, eventually go from $5 to 125, like Palantir, right? So it's risk to reward there. I'd rather go with what I know is going to make me money because it's done so for years now. All right, let's see. Let's continue here. Is there anything else? I'm trying to find anything else. I don't see anything else. I got new glasses. These are the new glasses. I got rid of the rectangular ones. Now I can actually stare at charts and look around and without getting severe eye strain. I was having a hard time focusing with the older glasses, so I needed to get some new ones. But let's see. I'm trying to find anything else here. No, I don't really. Quantum stocks, I don't really want to talk about quantum stocks. I think quantum stocks as a whole are a buy, but if you want something more specific, I would go with RGTI and IonQ because they have they work with NASA, they work with Azure, like they work with a lot of big companies. So if I had to pick one, it's RGTI or IonQ. Again, I go for whatever has the safety net of having good fundamentals versus something more speculative, right? So I would go with IonQ, then RGTI. Those are their bet. If you were going to make a bet, those are the bets. Again, what do you see here on the monthly chart? The stock came down and it formed a nice green candle. Stock came down, formed a nice green candle. We went sideways here, and then here's the big kaboom, right? $20. Poised Grow got bagged, and then here's where you want to be buying down here, right? And like this is a clear sign that buyers love it down here and under 10. Which I've been saying, like, that's a huge discount from 20. Why wouldn't you buy it 50% off? No wonder people are showing up. So I would expect this to follow the market and start climbing up higher. And maybe with a catalyst, we can go to 20 and beyond. I mean, IonQ can do it. I think even RGTI can do it at that point. So let's see. That's a good one. AIMD is a nice little abusable pattern here. It has a nice little bottom. And you want to buy it at around 0.40 to 0.46. Have a stop loss at 0.39. And if it keeps pumping like this, you can just keep flipping it for a nice 20, 30, 50% or even more if it goes back to $1. So this one just has a very obvious and clear bottom that we can abuse. So there it is. It's right there. There's some people made some money recently on this pump to 60 cents. I'm like, guys, it was really that easy. I know. You just set your stop loss. You set a stop loss for this one because it's not. You're playing the technicals and it's a penny stock. It's literally 50 cents. It's literally a 50-cent stock, so you do use a stop loss. I know it's rare that I talk about stop loss, but the reason I don't talk about stop loss is because what's the point of talking about stop loss for a stock that continues to climb higher over on the yearly chart, right? Why would I have a stop loss for Palantir or Nvidia? It just keeps going higher. Bitcoin, it just keeps going higher. So if it just keeps trending on the yearly, what am I setting a stop loss for if I know it's going to recover? It's done so for decades. Why would I assume otherwise? Why would I be scared? I'm just going to go with the data. I don't care if you're scared. Like that's why I tell people I'm going to buy what I buy. If you're scared, that's on you. But for stocks like this, you absolutely do need a stop loss. That's why I'm mentioning a stop loss here. You do not want to back hold this because these kind of penny stocks, if they break support, they can drop 80%, 90%. They can really just they can just start doing this. They just keep tanking and never recover to where you're holding the bag. These are not the kind of stocks you want to hold the bag on. Let me put it that way. Riot stock, it follows Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, if that breaks out to new all-time highs, this should also start coming back to $12 and possibly beyond if it does break out of this pattern to the upside. That's the longer-term pattern there. It's a bullish pattern, which means we are going to eventually break out and go to $20 because this is a longer-term pattern. I mean, even on the monthly, look at that. So eventually we would expect it to come back up to at least 12, maybe $10 on the 200 WMA, right? There's the 200, there's that purple line that I love, right? So about $10 is where this would have to touch and gravitate towards to, and you can sell there, or you can hold for potentially the trend line up here, which would be about like about $12. And if it breaks out, you can hold for more. I mean, it's up to you when you want to sell. I'll be looking to sell for 50%. $12 is my personal target, and it's still a buy here under 10 and especially under 8. Mara stock, pretty much the same story. It's a buy. It follows Bitcoin. it's the same thing, literally the same story. So it's a buy it, hold it for $20 and make your 30 to 80% depending on where you sell. You can sell at 20, you can sell at 25. It's up to you when you want to sell. But the opportunity is there. Nvidia on the yearly chart, what does it keep doing on the yearly chart? It just keeps pumping. Every red year has been nothing more than opportunity for the next big pump, for the next big pump, for the next big pump. So this one is a buy. Well, it's at a discount. Buy it. Like, that's it. It doesn't even matter. As long as you're getting a discount, it's a buy. This one's a buy in a bull market and in a bear market. This one's always a buy. I mean, it just keeps going up. It's hard to lose, right? So no stop loss. Let the idiots set stop loss. They don't know any better. They don't look at the yearly chart, so they don't recognize, like, wait a minute, yeah, it just keeps going up. So what the hell? Why do I need a stop loss? And why would you question this when it has been since 1999 here, as far back as this chart goes, it's been skyrocketing essentially. And so it always comes back up for you. It's just hard to lose. So, but people don't look at that. They look at their 4-hour and 3-hour, 2-hour, and their stupidity. They're just stupid. They're just dumb. And you want easy money, buy Nvidia. I'm doing a 100% win rate millionaire challenge on Nvidia, where we literally never lose and we always make money. You can just blindly throw money at it like an idiot. You can just gamble in the markets and throw money in Nvidia and you'll print. It's hard to argue with that when it just keeps trending on that yearly. It's ridiculous, the kind of risk that people take. But anyways, our stock, Robotics AI, this one is, it's risky. It's risky. It's a buy under 2. It's been a buy under 2. It's been a buy near that 200 weighted moving average. I would only buy under 2. I would never buy up here. I would wait to see if it comes down lower if you want opportunity. But I am certainly not buying here. I am not buying here. Too many people have reached out to me. Is it a buy here at 220? I'm like, what are you an idiot, Jay? What are you, dumb? Like, do you even keep up with my like, you're in the Discord. I've been pounding the table. I've been pounding the table telling you to buy this one under $2, and now you want to be like, hey, is it a buy now at 220? That's like, come on, bro, really? Seriously? Like, what are you paying the Discord membership for? Just to sit there and not like pay attention? Like, what's going on there? That's a buy. Rich Tech Robotics is a buy, but it's a little more risky compared to, everything else, right? Yeah. RR or Nvidia? I'm going to pick Nvidia, right? Because it's got the safety net of always going higher. RR stock, a lot riskier. Please, I'm begging you to understand this is risky. What happened with APLD can happen with RR. If this doesn't follow through and succeed, it'll start dumping. So it's done so in the past. Look, oof. Look at that, oof. So don't be surprised if one day it does that, oof, back to like 10 cents. So do not underestimate how risky these are. These $2 penny stocks. These penny stocks, period. This is why I go for the safety net of something that continues to climb higher over the long term. So a Rich Tech Robotics is a buy under 2. Don't be like Jay. Oh, is it a buy now? I don't know why I'm making him sound like Donkey Kong. I think he's white. That doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. Is Donkey Kong white? No, I think he's brown. I don't know. What is that? No, Diddy Kong is brown, no? I mean, some people call me Diddy Kong. Am I Diddy Kong? Probably. Just give me the red hat. And I guess I have to wear the... I think I could cosplay as Diddy Kong. I think I could pull it off, maybe. Maybe need a haircut, but no, seriously, jokes aside. That's it for the video. These are all a buy, but just keep in mind, some are riskier than others. What am I buying? I already have Nvidia and Riot stock. So Bitcoin exposure, tech exposure, and I'm just kind of sitting back and swing trading, day trading here and there. Yeah, I'm always going to go for safety. I bought Nvidia, and you can buy Soundhound instead, and still you'll make more in terms of percentage based movement, but you don't have the safety net of it doesn't have decades worth of skyrocketing, right? So I'm always going to pick safety. Jay in my Discord, he's like, oh, you should live a little. Fuck you. I'm not going to live a little. I'm going to keep making money on something that just continues to go up. Let's look at Bitcoin one last time before I go. What does Bitcoin do? It does the same exact thing as Nvidia. What does it keep doing? Oh my God, wow, it just keeps going up, and any red here is nothing more than opportunity. I wonder why people love Bitcoin. I wonder why people are saying it's going to go to 150K plus. Well, if it continues like this, like it has done so for years, not only is it hard to lose because it just keeps going up, but it's a literal money printer. You just got to sit on the position. So what? Why don't you live a little? No, I'm here to make easy money.